Hi, I'm Annabelle Trades, and a few weeks ago I shared with you the story behind how I came to be keeping bees currently, and this week I'm going to show you how we harvested our honey for the year using this centrifuge. This is from Vivo. It can be ordered on Amazon. I will have a link for that below. And before we get started, I would love to give a huge shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring my channel and helping support creating awesome videos like this.
I get my hands dirty, they show me no mercy, so I just keep working.
Okay, we are all set up to go. We have the Vivo electronic honey extractor. We have a heat dish, which is basically warming the whole honey cavern. There's probably cauldron, let's call it a cauldron. And it's going to basically keep the honey nice and supple in there so that it can flow out. We have jars, a canning receptacle to make it so that no honey escapes. We have a sieve or sieve, however it's pronounced. We have extra jars. We have a heat gun, and we're going to be using this instead of a hot knife. So, lots of experiments going on, but I think it's all going to work out just great. This frame is not actually very full of honey at all, but it has a few little things that make it much easier to explain what we're doing here. So this is foundation. This is just wax that is printed out in a factory somewhere, and then the bees start to draw out their own honeycomb on that. And basically we want to leave as much of the honeycomb intact as possible because it takes the bees time every year to draw out that honeycomb. So the idea behind heating it instead of cutting this part is basically we're just opening up those caps and allowing the honey to flow out. So like I said, this is a bit of an experiment, but if we can keep more of this intact, we'll be able to get more out of the bees next season around. So you can see we have two different size supers here. We have a deep super and a medium super, and the way the centrifuge is laid out, it allows us to do 8 little ones at a time, but only 4 big ones at a time, and the 4 big ones have to be actually flipped. So we're going to start with the little ones and just get a hang of the process before we go ahead and move to the bigger ones. So let's go right in there and let's give it a shot. So the instructions I was given for this thing was basically to let it run on a low speed for about 5 minutes before I actually put it up to full speed to just make sure everything's fully balanced. But you'll also notice I have it bolted down to a piece of plywood so I can actually stand on here so it doesn't get too shaky. We'll ramp it up a little bit. Oh, I can feel it starting to shake. So this is a slightly different color than the other honey, so this was probably from a different time in the season, or the bees were harvesting from a different spot. But anyway, it'll be interesting to give it a little taste. These ones we have to do, like I said, the opposite way. So we're gonna have to put these in like this and then flip them, but no problem there. So you might see there's a bit of a scene change now. As it turns out, the heat gun approach did not really work out very well, so instead I consulted one of my beekeeping friends, and he said actually just to scrape off the outside. So we are going to do just that. We're going to scrape off the outside of the comb, and then we will just drain this through a sieve, or sieve, however you want to say it, and then we'll have honey left over from that, and then wax left over from that, and then it should spin out of these a little bit better too. So here we go for take 2. Okay, so all right. Now that literally everything I own is sticky, starting slow, Got the heater on, heating this up. It's nice and toasty in this room. Oh, I can hear it hitting the sides of the machine. Oh, whoa! Well, it certainly smells like honey in here, so that's glorious. Mmm. So the end result of all of that is obviously not just one jar. We're probably gonna have about 2 gallons by the time we're finished processing it all. But this delicious honey, and then beeswax, and basically to get the beeswax from the honey, you strain it as you saw me doing, and then you boil it, and you can purify it further, but I actually just boil it and then pour it into little forms and use these as little pucks to lubricate my hand plane soles. One of the use for these beeswax pucks that's especially prevalent around here is soap making. So I use my goat milk and beeswax and other things that I've created here on the farm to make my own soap. And if you're going to be producing soap for other people, you probably want to refine your beeswax more, but I don't really care if there's a little extra gristle in my soap. So here we go. 2 awesome things that are a result of keeping bees, not to mention the fact that our entire garden and farm has been pollinated by these awesome friendly little beasts. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I've been using Squarespace for the last 5 years to host my website. I started in 2014, and if you know me at all, you know that I'm not a huge tech genius. And so to have a platform that allows me to just kind of drag and drop things works really, really well. Squarespace also provides me with tons of awesome analytics, which improve my ability to provide more relevant content to my audience. They have a variety of fantastic templates, which make putting your content into a visually appealing site that much easier. You're able to use the Squarespace email campaigns to easily get in touch with your audience, which is also a fantastic tool. And it's super easy to get a new domain or to transfer your domains into a Squarespace format. So be sure you head on over to Squarespace for a free trial. And when you're ready to get set up, go to squarespace.com/AnnofAllTrades for a 10% discount. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, for supporting this channel. If you would like to support me on Patreon, as always, the link for that is below. For a couple more weeks, there are fluffy calendars available on my website. The link for that is also below. Thank you so much. I hope you leave this video feeling challenged and inspired to get outside and to make things with your own hands as well. Cheers.